Last week, a milestone was reached in the construction of an emergency route over the lava field that was once the Chain of Craters Road. On November 5th, crews working on either side of the 8.7-mile project met in the middle as Hawaii Volcanoes National Park and the County of Hawaii celebrated the completion of the rough grade of the road. Mayor Billy Kanoy talked about the moment during a recent community meeting in Pahoa.
Yesterday, went down to Chain of Craters, and it's a phenomenal site to first have done an aerial overview. But Chain of Craters, 13 days since they started, 10 working days. 4 amazing Hawaii Island machine operators. When I flew over about a month ago, first assessing Chain of Craters and just seeing 8 miles covered lava. And it's very, you're thinking, how are we going to be able to do this with this challenging terrain? I mean, I'm no engineer, but it looks like an engineering feat to then come back where even your pilot who's flying goes, whoa, I cannot believe they're there already. And yesterday, from the national park side, from the Kalapana side, they met in the middle. So it's just amazing work. So I just wanted to make sure I get down there and shake their hand and say thank you for working so hard.
It's taken a lot of work just to get to this point. The difficult task of clearing a path through the hardened lava has been overshadowed at times by the behind-the-scenes negotiations. The open section of Chain of Craters spans 19 miles from the summit of Kilauea to sea level within Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. The completed road once stretched all the way to Kalapana, but since opening in 1965, both the road and Kalapana have been covered by lava several times due to volcanic eruptions. Chain of Craters has been blocked for 37 of its 49-year existence. On June 27th, the 31-year eruption of Pu'uo'o sent a lava flow in a different direction towards Pahoa. It soon became evident that the flow would cut across Highway 130, separating much of Lower Puna from the rest of the island. The county devised ways for the community to stay connected, improving existing routes over Railroad Avenue and Government Beach Road. But officials knew it was only a matter of time before lava would also cut across those 2 routes on its way downslope to the ocean. There would be one option left.
So today, we've already been discussing in contact. Next week, we go and meeting national parks, state highways, Chain of Craters. That's the backup. So Railroad 1, Beach Road 2, county working on both of them right now. And we're going to work with national park and state for come through on Chain of Craters. 7 miles, approximately $1 million a mile.
On September 22nd, Governor Neil Abercrombie signed a supplemental emergency proclamation to expedite the rebuilding of the road. The National Park Service announced it would work with the state and county of Hawaii to construct the emergency route. 5.4 miles of the 8-mile road project is within the national park.
So we're moving forward from the Kalapana side. We're about, I'm guessing with their progress today, maybe about a quarter mile in. At the same time, the state surveyors continue to work from the Kalapana side, and they'll work, stake out the entire alignment for the approximately 8-mile old Chain of Crater Road alignment, which would then terminate at in the Volcano National Park.
But from the start, the National Park Service said the new road would be to provide emergency access for the community and would not be open for visitor use. The national park also planned to make the road only 18 feet wide. On October 1st, the governor turned over 3.68 miles of the state-owned portion of Chain of Craters Road near Kalapana to Hawaii County.
We're going to cut through. I mean, if 24 hours, 24 hours. If we got to fly in, the engineers, tree cutters, work around the clock to make sure Lower Puna get access post-impact on 130, we're going to do that.
But there were loose ends to tie up between the park and the county and lots of behind-the-scene negotiations. The park's concerns about the new roadway are explained in great detail in this document, an environmental review and decision, which lays out all the potential adverse impacts to the park as a result of the project and the added traffic it will bring. Concerns include the introduction of invasive species and impacts to existing endangered species. The new road will also impact the visitor experience, the park says, and strain park operations. On October 10th, elected officials announced a breakthrough.
The health, distance, and advocacy of United States Senator Brian Schatz and Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard has been instrumental.
The initial position was that there was going to be no NEPA waiver. It was going to be difficult to, if not impossible, to build a road at all connecting to the Chain of Craters Road. There was flexibility shown, and then we were at a 10-foot road. Further negotiations, tough discussions, friendly, good faith, but tough discussions. And we got to 10 feet, and then we got to 14 feet, and I think it was a couple of days ago we were at 18 feet, and we're pleased to collectively announce that the width of this road will be 22 feet. And let me explain the significance of that. This will be a two-way road. It will allow for two-way access. It is the width of the original road. It is also the size of all roads within the current Volcanoes National Park. And so this will allow for efficient, not fast. We're not looking for people to drive fast on this road, but this will allow for efficient ingress and egress to and from Puna for the people that need it.
I know that this is something that will give a lot of hope to the residents of Puna that as this situation progresses, progress will be made. As Senator Schatz said, there is a lot of work that still needs to be done.
With little fanfare, the national park held a quiet blessing for the start of construction on October 14th. Members of the Kupuna consultation group were present.
Well, it kind of takes the people of Puna out of the way, but it could end up being the only way that they are going to be able to go to the doctor's appointments and all of that. So, it's going to require cooperation and patience on everyone's part as we try to work toward a longer-term solution to what happens here on a pretty regular basis, which is lava crossing our roads.
On October 24th, work began on the national park side of Chain of Craters.
Well, we're going to go in first and rough grade it. It's probably going to take between 45 and 60 days. After that, the surfaces will be laid, and hopefully we'll end up with a two-lane, 22-foot wide gravel road that people from Puna will be able to access. It is going to take all of us continuing to work together. All of us, the community, the employers, the park visitors are going to be impacted, so that's really our important message.
The popular road closed sign enrobed in lava was removed, becoming park history.
This is really a collaboration among the federal, state, and the county people to make sure that the people of Puna have a way to get in and out of Puna when the lava flow crosses Highway 130. So, this is going to take quite a lot of work. You can see the big bulldozer back here, and just the process of going through this really, in my view, a thick area of lava that crossed the Chain of Craters Road.
The next day in Pahoa, lava crossed over a Pa'a Street by the transfer station. Crews worked feverishly to complete Chain of Craters, where the old lava flow was still smoldering in some places. On the day the rough grade was completed, officials estimated it will take 30 to 45 days to complete the entire project. Meanwhile, the National Park Service says the emergency access route will not be open to the public or park visitors. Residents will receive a free window decal for access through the park. However, as far as the county is concerned, those details still need to be worked out.
Basically, that's still a work in progress with understanding the park needs to manage and protect their resources, as well as balance that with providing access for the community, as well as for the businesses and commercial activities that would take place within the community. So is anyone from the park fund that would like to respond more?
This is Cindy Orlando Aloha from Hawaii Volcanoes. On the decal, yes, we've always talked about having to manage the access to and from Puna for the Puna residents, for their communities. We understand that you have to maintain, we all have to maintain the transportation and power and communication and all of the different aspects of your businesses that are needed to sustain your community. So the decal will be an attempt to do that. We are a fee collecting park, and by law we have to collect fees. So in order to waive fees, we're going to have to manage the access in and out, and we'll be working with the community groups. They'll be at the meeting tonight, and folks will be getting information from the community on what their unique needs would be. As well, we'd like to start meeting with any community association groups, any smaller groups, so we can begin to work one-on-one with families and businesses and begin to capture those unique needs that they will have so we can ensure their access.
Hawaii Volcanoes National Park is currently seeking public comment on the environmental review regarding the construction and use of the emergency access route. More info at parkplanning.nps.gov/HAVO. The deadline to comment is December 5th, 2014.